Hey fam. Hi guys, how y'all doing? Good afternoon. Happy Tuesday, everybody. Happy Tuesday. Come on in. Say hello. Say hello. Oh my gosh, it has been quite the 2022 and it has just begun. If you're coming in, just say hello in the comment sections real quick so I can say hi back. I'm so excited about what God is doing in this year. We're starting the year off strong. Come on in, give me a thumbs up if you can hear me well. I'm also testing out a new audio system, getting ready for prayer talk tonight. But jump on and say hello, say hello, say hello, everybody, so I can see your comments. I'm so excited to talk about this new thing that I am doing. And I want to hear what you're doing new in 2022 as well. What's something that God has laid on your heart to do? I'm super, super excited about this virtual assistant. So I'm telling you guys, I see y'all coming in. Now, listen. All right. I want to talk about this because we're doing big things in 2022. Y'all hear what I'm saying? Big moves in 2022. If you're doing something, I know a lot of people are working on ideas, you're working on your dreams, right? You got your vision board going. There are things that you're working on. And this is something that I've been doing for quite some time, but I never advertised this aspect of my business. I always talked about, like, being the coach and the consultant, but this is an opportunity for me to jump on and tell y'all about this new business venture I have, where I am your virtual assistant. So jump in and say hello. Hey Ricardo. Hey Shashawn, how you doing? So yes. So I launched this new business venture today, and I'm so excited. Why? Because this is only week number 2 in 2022, and we already doing big things. So I want to know what you are doing. Okay. I want to know what you are doing in 2022. Yes, Rick, I am fully prepared, fully prepared for this moment. I have been shut away for the end of the year, just kind of taking a few moments at the end of 2021 saying, okay, God, what's the direction? What are we saying? What are we going? What's new? What do I need to do? And last night, was it last night or was it the night before? I think it was last night. I was on a great call with the navigator himself, Ricardo Luisan. Okay. I was on a call with him. He was doing a call for his community of creatives, of those that are in the marketplace ministry, those that are in the secular world, really working and bringing Christ to that kingdom. They had a call, and on the call he said something so profound, and I'm gonna drop this on y'all, and I hope you get it. Come on, you need to tag somebody if they need to be motivated to get things done in 2022, right? Get it done in 2022. You've been sitting on that dream, you've been sitting on that idea, you've been sitting on that book, and you just feel like your life is so busy. That's why you need a virtual assistant, because you need somebody to help you get your life together. Come on, get them edges right, get your business right, get everything organized so that you can move forward and do what God has called you to do. And so on this call, he said something so profound. He said this. He says, anytime your now does not have the capacity for your next, God introduces you to a season called new. And I mean, that thing hit my spirit. Y'all hear what I'm saying? I'm going to say it one more time for the people in the back. Anytime your now does not have the capacity for your next, God introduces you to a season called new. And I know for many of you, you have been trying to figure out, how do I get from where I am to where I need to be? You need to do something new. New. That means getting you a virtual assistant. That means getting you some help. See, many times we pray for help, but when help show up, we don't take advantage of it. We don't invest in it. We don't take time to say, you know what? I've been trying to do this myself for the past couple of years and I ain't get it done. You understand what I'm saying? I've been trying, but I didn't get it done. I need some help in accomplishing the vision that God has called me to accomplish in this season. And that's what a virtual assistant can do for you. Help you get organized, help you to get clear on what your goals are, where you're going, and what you need to do in this season. And I'm telling you, it is time for you to take advantage of the help. I was telling a friend of mine this story. Now, this is an old story. This is an old story. Now, listen here to this here story. Now, a lot of people don't, you might have heard this story. So, Apostle Boyd used to have these kind of not random stories, but these stories, just like Jesus, they were parables. They had all of this truth locked up on the inside of it. And so, he told us a story one time about this man who was praying for help. And so the man was praying for help and he was in a flood. There was a flood. Think Katrina, right? Think disastrous flood. And he's praying for help, to be rescued. And so he's praying, God, send the help us out, save our lives, all these great things. He's on the roof of his house. The water is coming up even higher. And here comes a man with the boat. The man with the boat comes and it passed by his house and he stops and said, come on down off the roof of the house and get in the boat. I'm going to take you to safety. And the man says, no. I'm waiting for God to send me the help. No, I can't get in the boat. So the boat leaves. Then all of a sudden the man is sitting there. He hears this noise. He looks up. It's a helicopter. It's the rescuers. And they're letting down the harness and they're saying, get on. He says, no. I prayed and I'm waiting on God to send me the help. I know that he's going to come through for me. Here this man is on this roof praying. You know how we do. He come a shot and all. And they let down the harness. He doesn't get on because he's waiting for God to send the help. Well, guess what? The man dies. He doesn't get the help. He drowns in this flood. He gets to heaven. He asks God, why didn't you send the help? Why didn't you send the help? And here's what the Lord said to him. I did. I sent the help in the boat, but you didn't get in. I sent the help with the helicopter, but you didn't get in. And so sometimes the moral of the story is this. Sometimes we pray for help that we don't always recognize. I want you to know that me coming to you today on this live is a reminder that God has sent you help. You need a virtual assistant. You need someone to help you get organized, to help you plan out the rest of this year, to get that conference that's in your spirit out, to get all of the ideas, your books, to help you with resources, to give you a strategy on how to move forward. Whatever it is, you need to get a virtual assistant. And I'm especially talking to you pastors who are bivocational. You have a business, you might be an entrepreneur, or you work in the workforce, and you're also in ministry. It's not easy being bivocational. It's not easy taking on all of these new ideas and taking on all of this. You're managing a staff at church, you're managing a staff at work, and then you have your home life. You need help. Don't let this boat pass you, okay? Don't let this helicopter go without you getting on. God is sending you this help. She said, this is the second time I heard this story this year. Listen, God is sending you this help. And so what you don't want to do is pass it up because you're saying, well, I can't afford it, or maybe it's not in my budget. Inbox me, talk to me, let me know what you're trying to do. You can visit my website to see what all I offer, but some of you need help. You need help. The way you're running your ministry, the way you're running your business, it could be 10 times better if you had help. How many of you all know that what you're working on and what you're trying to pursue, it could be better. It could be better, but you need help. You need help. And so I want to encourage you to take advantage of it. And some of you say, well, I don't really need a virtual assistant, but I do need some direction, some clarity. I'm working on something. I could use a consultation. That's on my website as well. You go to coachramsey.com, and you can see all of the services that I offer, because guess what? Help is here. Now, whether or not you take advantage of it, that's on you. Okay. And that's on you. You can't blame God for that at the end of the day, because that's on you. You have got to take advantage of the help that God sends, because this is not the year to sit still and be like, okay, well, I don't know. I don't know if this is what God wants me to do. You got to be clear. You got to be clear. And some of you have been sitting on stuff and you have excuses. One of my mantras for this year is execution over excuses. Write that in the comment section, because some of y'all need that motivation. Execution over excuses. If I got to choose between the two, okay, listen, if I got to choose between the two, this is what I need to do. I need to execute over my excuses. Yes, Blossom. Yes, I can. Yes, darling. I absolutely can help you start your 501c3. Absolutely. Some of y'all are saying, "Look, I need to launch a church. I need to get my business together. I need to get my get all of my licenses. I need to get my insurance for my business. All of that kind of stuff. You send to your VA so they can do the research, so they can figure out what's going on and give you back the information so you know how to make the right next move. I'm telling you, a virtual assistant is so important to what you are trying to do. Again, when your now does not have the capacity for what's next, God will introduce you to something new. This it might be a little bit out of the box because guess what? Here's the thing that you need to realize and understand that sometimes your help is not in your camp. All right, I said what I said. Sometimes your help is not in your camp. Sometimes you got to go outside of your camp, your usual people, your community. Come on, thank you, Dr. Travis. Thank you. You got to go outside your community to get what you need. Case in point, and some of our African American communities, we can't find a Whole Foods, but we need a Whole Foods. Okay, we need a Whole Foods. So guess what? You got to go outside your norm. You got to go outside your norm, and you got to get the help that you need. Now I'm gonna say this, y'all. Now let me tell y'all something. Hey, Joy. Yes. Yes, you do it. Yes, you do. I'm available. And again, all of everything that I offer is both package and a la carte. So listen, if you want to do something and you say, hey, I don't really need the package, but there are certain things I need to customize the services that I get from you. So you can do that as well, and we can work with the price. And don't ever look at what you're trying to do in the future and say, I don't have a budget for it. Don't ever do that. Because what you don't realize is that God will supply the need as the need presents itself. Sometimes you got to start before God begins to release what it is that He has for you. Some things you get as you go. All right, I just said something right there. Some things you get as you go. God need to see the go in you. He need to see that go. Come on. You said yes to God. Now let's get moving. Let's get moving. Okay? And don't shortchange your vision. What you have is worth pursuing. What you have is worth doing. Some of you, you've been sitting. I'm telling you, could have accomplished so much more in 2021 had you had more help. And sometimes you think, well, oh, I'm looking for a volunteer in the church, or I'm looking to see if somebody will come to me. Here, I'm coming to you. Here, you saw the flyer, you on the live, I'm coming to you. You watching the replay, I'm coming to you. This is what you need. Now, this is what I thought about. Bishop Jakes just preached his sermon on Sunday. If you didn't see his sermon Sunday, if you didn't see his sermon on Sunday, I need y'all to go watch it. Okay. I need you to go watch it. I think it's like, I think the title is like what to do at a moment or something like that. Right. This is the boat, Shaniqua. Thank you. If you don't know the story about the boat and the helicopter and the man on the roof, go back to the beginning of this live and check it out because this is your boat. He preaches this sermon. I think it was like something with the title like "What to Do at a Moment," something like that. Go back and watch his sermon. He said something that was so powerful. He talked about how the prophet Isaiah and different prophets in the scripture had prophesied how Jesus would come in riding on the donkey. Right? Remember that was prophetic. When Jesus got to the point where he needed the donkey, right? He came to that moment. He told the disciples that we preach this on Easter, right? We preach this on Palm Sunday, where he told them, go and get the donkey, for I have need of you, right? When they that whole scenario, y'all know the story. Look it up, Matthew chapter 21. You got it, okay? And so he talked about it from the perspective of this. He talked about it from the perspective of this, and this is good. Y'all lean into this. Like, invite, and share if you haven't done it already. Tag someone in this if you know they need help for 2022 because we're making big moves. He talked about it from this perspective, and I thought it was so profound. He said that Jesus had a role to play in the fulfillment of the prophetic. Jesus, oh my God. I love this. He talked about how Jesus had to go get the donkey. He had to go get it. This is the living word. This is God in the flesh. And yet he had a role to play in the manifestation of the prophetic word in his life. He had to go get it. And many of you are sitting down. You are hearing me right now. I know I'm talking to somebody. I'm pushing somebody in the spirit. I feel a prophetic push on this. I'm pushing you because you've been sitting on ideas. You've been sitting on the dream seed he gave you. Come on. Because when God gives you a dream, it starts out like a seed. And it goes from seed to dominion, right? That's what my best friend just said to me. When God gives you a dream, it starts out like a seed. It looks small. It looks insignificant. It looks impossible. It looks like, oh, I don't know. But when you plant the seed, come on, it has to go through a process. And we are assigned to plant the heavens, according to Isaiah. We are assigned to bring the manifestation of the kingdom through ideas, come on, through businesses, through endeavors to the earth, to heal, to restore, to come on, till it looks like heaven on earth. Your dream, your business idea, your book, whatever God has given you as a dream seed that's laying dormant on the inside of you must be planted, must be released this year in 2022. And you need a virtual assistant to help you get things done. All right. And some of you, maybe you don't need a virtual assistant, but you need a strategy session because you got to get some things done. You got to get moving. And so I love this. Hey, Hazel, I love that scripture that he talked about because Jesus had a role to play. Some of us think that it's just going to come to our door. We just think it's just going to show up. You got to go get it. You got to go. He told the disciples, go get the donkey. And if somebody asks you what you're doing, tell them the master has need of him. We preach it, but we didn't realize it in that context that even Jesus, the living word. I know we we all trying to be like Jesus. We ain't see Jesus yet. Okay. So we trying to be like him. So if he had to do it, how much more? Invest into your future, invest into your dream, invest into what God has called you to do. I'm talking, some of y'all know your senior pastor need to hear this because they all over the place. And things don't get done in your church because they're all over the place. They're being pulled in so many different directions, being pulled in 1,001 directions, and they need a virtual assistant. You need to share that flyer with them. You need to tell them to book their free consultation. Say, listen, Pastor, you need help. We trying to help you, but you need help. Bishop, you need help. All right, you need help. You want to launch that business this year? You're going to need a virtual assistant. You're going to need someone to help you navigate that way. So many of us have things that God has placed on the inside of us. And I'm telling you, this is the season. This is the season. Because what's happening right now is that we're moving into a new space in this year where God is releasing not just a vision, but he's releasing a new capacity. And to help you increase your capacity, sometimes you need to bring on someone that can stretch you in that area, that can help you figure out what are your next steps. How do you do X, Y, and Z? I have launched several businesses. Okay. I am a serialpreneur. Not an entrepreneur. I'm a serialpreneur. And most times I'm a solopreneur in most of my businesses. But I've launched things for both secular and I have launched things for the sacred. I have over 20 years of experience in both the sacred and the secular. So I've worked in administration and the field of executive administration. Okay. So that's a whole different thing. Okay. Executive administration, as well as operations, right? So I understand the function. I understand systems and processes. And let me stop right there because many of us are not successful because we don't have the right systems. I just said something right there. I just said something. That was good, Chanel. I'm going to pat myself on the back for that one. Yeah, yeah, yeah. Many of us are not successful because we don't have the right systems. It's not because your idea is not great. That's not the problem. It's because you don't have the systems in place to sustain your success. You don't have a sales funnel. Come on. You don't have a process for when someone reaches out to you. How do they get in touch with you? How do they move from one place to the next? You don't have an email marketing system. Come on. You don't have systems in place to get you consistent revenue. You don't have systems in place to get you from where you are to where you want to be. So you see these spots of success, these kind of like pop-ups. Okay, we did good for 2 months, and then the rest of the year is not that great. And we move on to something else. And so we keep launching all these new things because we don't see the success in the one thing that we have. And that one thing is not that it's not successful, it just doesn't have systems to sustain its success. I just said a whole bunch of S's right there, but y'all got it. Okay. You need a system to sustain your success. And so I want to help you create that. I want to help you create that. I do a little bit of everything from when you talk about the clerical aspect of a virtual assistant. So that is email correspondence. That is managing and creating a system to receive information from those that are trying to reach you. That is creating your rider or negotiating contracts with hotels and venues for your events. That goes all the way to bookings. Okay, travel itinerary, making sure when you walk out the door, you are fully prepared for the moment that you are walking into. Can I tell y'all a story? I had an assistant one time, and so this church was honoring me for my leadership. And so they were honoring me with this award, and they had all of this stuff. And I didn't know nothing about it. I kind of was so busy, I couldn't really take notice of what was happening, right? So they sent the letter, my assistant read it over, told me about the event or whatever. And I thought it was like, oh, some kind of little small shindig. So I didn't really absorb what it was really about. She didn't really explain it in enough detail for me to understand the gravity of what I was walking into. And so the day of the event came. Now I'm all over the place. I'm rushing home from work. I just throw on a little pantsuit and go out the door. And I get to this event and I'm like, okay, wait a minute. First of all, it's in a church, which I didn't know. So right, I wasn't prepared. So I walk into church and none of the women have on pants. So I'm already super uncomfortable because I'm not prepared. I'm not properly prepared for the moment I walked into. And I have to mount the pulpit and receive this award in these pants at a church where they don't like women wearing pants. Okay. But my assistant didn't adequately prepare me for the moment that I was walking into. I didn't know. My mind was all over the place. I didn't understand. I just thought it was a little. And I'm telling you, to avoid moments like that, you need a you need a virtual assistant. You need to get your life together. You're an itinerary, yes, in the pants. Profit, super uncomfortable up there on the pool. I'm like, Lord, I'm the only woman in pants up in here because I was not properly prepared. That's the kind of stuff. Again, I am very, people know me. I'm not OCD, but I'm very meticulous about a few things. Don't embarrass me and don't make me feel awkward because I'm already an ambivert. I will retreat. I will stay in the bathroom. You will not see me for the whole event. I will leave. Okay. That is not me. I don't like that. I don't like being uncomfortable and I don't like making people uncomfortable. I try to make sure that everyone is fully informed. The best way to communicate is to over communicate. That is how you effectively communicate. Listen, if I got to send an email, it's going to an email, it's going in a text, it's going in a phone call, it's going on your calendar, it's going. Why? Because I want to make sure you are fully prepared for the moment that you are going to walk into. When you walk into that church, listen, I got everything you need to know. What else would you like to know about this church? How long it's been open, who the pastor is, how long they've been in ministry, what this conference is about, how long this conference has been going on. Everything you need to know to be fully prepared and adequately sustained for that moment that you're walking into. That's a part of what I do as a virtual assistant. So I go a little bit above and beyond because I understand from a receiver's end, what you need for the moment that you're walking into. And some of you have things that you want to do, but you don't have a schedule for them. Your life is so busy and it's so not hectic, it's just very busy, and you got to be careful with the tyrant of busy, because you can be busy but not productive. You can be moving without making movement. You understand what I'm saying? Or you could be moving without a momentum. You could be moving without progress, right? And so, what I want to make sure that you do is that you stay on track. Like if you say you're going to release a book in April, come on and let's release the book in April. Let's get a schedule. Let's talk about what's happening in your life, how you can organize it, what needs to go where in order for you to meet that deadline. I am a person like I am a mover. That's what they call us. If you look up, there's an assessment that I will do with all of my clients to see what type leadership type they function in, so I know how to assist and I know how to show up for them. I am what you call a mover. You can be a mover, a doer, a thinker. I forgot the last one. It'll come to me. You could be a mover, a doer, or a thinker, or a relator. There it is. You could be either one of those, and it's an assessment that you can take to help you find out which one you are. But I'm what you call a mover. A mover is different from a doer. See, a doer is driven by a paper process. Okay, a mover is not driven by the desire to get things done, but they are driven by the push to move things forward. See, accomplishment might not always be the goal, right? So, what I mean by that is that sometimes we always try to rush to the end, but we miss out on little moments and pockets to make things better along the way. Because, see, just because you got to the end, but it wasn't efficient, doesn't mean that it was successful. You want to be efficient on your way to getting to the end. You don't want to just get it done, you want to get it done right. And so that's me. That's a mover. So I am very much into systems and processes. I'm very much into accomplishing goals and meeting deadlines, but I don't just care about meeting them. I want to make sure how we meet them makes sense to the overall goal and vision of what you're trying to do. And on the way, we take some new territory. You understand what I'm saying? So that's just what I want to jump on here and talk about, because I believe that you have something on the inside of you that you need to birth this year, as you are preparing the ground and in prayer and planning and strategizing. Some of you need that strategy session because you need to know, what are my next steps? How do I move forward? And then some of you have a program, an initiative, a business that you're trying to launch that you might need some assistance on. That's what I'm here for. Okay. And so you can go to coachramsey.com. But if you're interested, in the comment section, you can write the word interested. You can also inbox me, or you can email me at coachme@coachramsey.com. Okay. That's coachme@coachramsey.com. But I just jumped on here to say that I'm about to go do my 45-minute workout. I've been recovering from COVID. And so if you hear a little rasp in my throat, I'm coming on through. I'm coming on through, y'all. I'm coming on through. Okay. Um, but I'm trying to keep my energy up, eating the right things, working out, getting my body back to where I want it to be. Why? Because I need to be strong. I need to be present. I need to be everything God needs me to be in this moment. I'm telling you, because where we are going in 2022 is going to require a sensitivity to the Spirit of God. It's going to require a focus that we have not had these past couple of years. And so I'm just excited. It's going to be real good. And tonight at 8 p.m., I'm going to be back on for prayer talks. And so prayer talks is my live where we talk about prayer encounters and prophetic insight. I love prayer talks because it's not a sermon. It's a time for us to have a conversation about prayer. Jesus said this. He said, the disciple says to Jesus, Lord, teach us to pray. In other words, it tells us that prayer needs to be taught. You can't just, come up with it and just flow and just mimic people. No, there's some conversation around prayer. So let's talk about prayer. Let's talk about what you've experienced in prayer, how you can get better at it, what you need to do to really pursue God in this season. And we're about to do some great things in the Overflow Prayer Movement. So meet me back tonight at 8 p.m. and we'll talk a little bit more. But I hope if you are interested in any of the services, whether it's a strategy session, whether it is the virtual assistant, whatever it is, if you're interested, in the comment section, write the word interested. You go to my website, coachramsey.com, and check me out as well. You can inbox me or email me. Check out the description on the flyer. On that post, and it gives you a little bit more information. Thank you all for joining me. I'm so happy to see so many of you. Blossom was on, Shaniqua, Jonathan Small, the prophet was with me, Fatima, thank you, Hazel. Who else was here? Joy was on, June was on. Hey, Yasmin. So many great people joined me this afternoon, and I really appreciate you taking out your schedule to be a part. All right. See y'all back here tonight at 8 p.m. Eastern Time for Prayer Talks.